Bitcoin making an impulsive move back up to 7K. Could this be a point that we break through our resistance that we have been constantly getting rejected at about that 7K area? Or are we going to get another rejection to send us back down into the 6K region? Stick around on the video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I make a Bitcoin video every single day on this channel. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if y'all are brand new to this channel, welcome. I go over the Bitcoin charts every single day on this channel. If y'all do want to sign up for our premium trading group, y'all can get signed up for it. I list all the perks down there in the description box of what y'all get for the price that it's at right now. And it is a 35% off special for the month of April. And then at the end of April, prices will be going back up. So go ahead and get signed up with us and jump in our trading group with us too. So we took a trade back here at about 6,800. We went short at about 6,800 and rode it all the way down to about 6,450. And then I was thinking we were going to go all the way to 6,400, but we moved our stops into profit. And then I think everyone came out pretty profitable there. So I knew that we weren't going to hang down in these regions for very long. That lower 6K region just felt like I knew prices were going to get, probably if we didn't get a nice bounce from there, then I figured that we could probably still hang out in that area. But if we got a pretty big, I thought that we were going to get a pretty big bounce from there too, and it looks like we got that bounce. So hopefully everyone took their profit as necessary when we were in those lower areas. So we had this nice move to the upside here. There's a lot of speculation about what could have caused this pump. I think it's just the volatility of there being the halving soon. The charts are telling us that things are kind of just very choppy right now too as well. Also, given with everything that's going on in the world right now, people are just trying to figure out what might be the best asset for them to store their wealth in, at least. So, and take a hedge in the market. So we had this nice resistance being fought at about 7K area, and it looks like we're still kind of fighting with that resistance point too, still maintaining that same resistance trend line. So I would say if we break above this, we could definitely consider some higher numbers, but we're going to take a look and see what the charts might be saying. So money flow hasn't quite moved into the green on our 30-minute, but I would say that we already had kind of that impulsive blue wave to the top side. We'll probably just consolidate out here just a little bit more until this decides to maybe turn to the green. But because we've gotten a pretty nice, well, not a strong rejection, but some nice resistance here at that trend line, I would say that we'll probably consolidate out just a little bit more. And if this money flow decides to go into the green there, it may not be too much of a substantial pump, but that's always to be subjective too as well. And we base that based on our higher time frames too. So as we start to move into our higher time frames, we can kind of see what might be the overall predicament of our market here in the next couple of hours at least. So it does look like we're getting some nice little candle body wicks here, after that nice run up to the top side. So I was also looking at the 10-minute. The 10 and 15-minute time frame would have been an area to say, hey, we could have jumped into a long here. I think our 10-minute time frame really lined up with this long pattern well with our money flow moving here, and then boom, we just had that nice substantial big move to the upside there. So if y'all are using Market Cipher, some of those lower time frames are really nice to scalp with too, especially. And then as we move into our 45-minute, we can still see that we're kind of unsure about whether or not we want to move into that red area, getting some red dots in at the top here as well too. We can also see that our money flow is starting to move into the red there, having the red dot on top, maybe signifying that we could have found a potential, consolidation point or potential top, for the short term, at least for right now. I kind of have a feeling that because this was such strong resistance for us to break through, it's going to be even a little bit harder for us too as well. But we've been testing this trend line support for a while now too, for the past couple of weeks, ever since that big dump. We came up to it, tested it, got rejected, and it looks like we've been testing it the past a couple of weeks as well here lately. So I would imagine that we'll probably end up breaking through it, to be honest. And we'll have to see here on our 2 hour. You can also see our 2 hours starting to get a little bit of some downwards curve, maybe indicating that we will get a red dot here as well. Money flow, wasn't quite sure if it wanted to move into the green just yet. It does kind of look like we are moving sideways here, putting in a nice little Christmas tree pattern. Unsure about where that money flow wants to go just quite yet. If we see a rejection here with our VWAP also cruising below that 0 pivot point, then that would give us a red dot on our blue wave as well. And then we could maybe expect some consolidation or getting back down into that 6,000 area. So that is a consideration that we might have to take a look forward to. We can also see that our EMAs are kind of all over the place a little bit, crossing up, crossing down, bullish cross, bearish cross. So I would say that this is going to be a very tight and choppy range for us as of right now. And we just need to take extra precautions about what might be the proper play here. So in my trading group, I also give y'all access to my bot signals as well. So, you know, you can, doing your own risk management and your own due diligence within the market, you can take those calls if you'd like. But I have a bot that signals inside of the Discord group as well, whether or not to go short or long too. And then sometimes I base my calls on that, or like what I want to do in the market too. So if I'm going in or out or short or long, then usually I'll kind of wait for some of those signals to pop off, and then I'll tell the group, I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna take a short or long here too. I kind of structure it the same way, you know, CF does his group too as well. You know, not given really precise targets. With Market Cipher, you don't really get precise targets. It's more or less how much of momentum is behind each move itself. So I think that this impulsive move to the top side here, about 7.2K, you know, it just didn't have a lot of momentum behind it to continue that bullish run up through there. Now we are getting a blue triangle here, indicating that we could still continue up further. But that's yet to be determined. It'll probably be here in the next couple of hours. We'll have to see if we end up breaking through this or not. I would imagine by the end of the night, we'll know if we are going to be able to break through this trend line structure. But as you can see, even from all the way up to our 6 hour here, we're having our EMAs cross bullish now too. So nice substantial amount of volume to push us back up to that 7.2K area. We'll just have to see whether or not that is going to play a bigger role to send us back, or to send us in breaking through this trend line resistance to some further numbers, you know, maybe back up to that 8K area, to say the least. I would say that we're going to need a substantial amount of volume to push us through this resistance. And with that set of volume, I would think that that would ultimately give us maybe that price target of 8K or so too. So as we start to move into these higher time frames, we'll just really have to consider whether or not this is a good spot to take a long, or if we start to see some consolidation out and we start to lose that momentum, then maybe consider that we might be in for some extra dumpage too. Now the 8 hour chart is another time frame I've been really trying to keep an eye on too as well, just because we've been getting a lot of this unsure whether or not Christmas tree patterns, as we like to call them, right? Down here at the bottom on our blue wave, with our money flow also kind of moving into that reddish area, but not really in a huge substantial amount. But we can see that it is starting to give us a few trigger waves on the money flow to maybe send us back down a little bit lower. Also putting in some lower lows here on our blue wave too as well. So I would imagine if we see some rejection on our VWAP, and it looks like it's going straight up right now, that we could still want to come back down and maybe put in a big green dot down here as well and have that money flow move into the red. So 8 hour chart's been kind of one that I've been keeping an eye on, just because it doesn't seem as bullish as some of the other time frames. And so I will continue to keep an eye on it to decide what's going to happen here lately. As we move into our 12 hours still kind of giving us that upwards momentum for the most part on our blue wave, and then also our money flow still maintaining its green territory, giving us a little bit of a higher high here too as well. So that's looking nice. I would say that if we do come back up and maybe retest our EMA and maybe get that bullish cross, that'll be nice, a nice move for Bitcoin. It'll be probably back up to that 8K area that we can probably take in a position there too. So like I said, y'all, if y'all do want to join us in the trading group, y'all can see all the different perks that y'all will get for the membership and signing up for it too as well. I'm doing the April special, 35% off right now. This will be your locked in price from here on out if you do sign up this month. But by next month, I'm gonna end up raising the price back up again too. So we have a good group of members in there too. Everyone's super friendly. I try to keep the group, with the level head and just maintain a good environment for everyone too. Because I think environment just means a lot. If you have a lot of negativity in an environment or just a lot of noise, then it doesn't create a good atmosphere for the trading to take place. So I make sure that everyone stays on their right terms and conditions while being in the group and in the community. There is a check box that you have to click whenever you join the Discord group, and it's just a set of rules and guidelines, to make sure that you are, being a good member of the community in Crypto Takeover. So in order to join the Discord group, you need to acknowledge those too. If you do decide to sign up, message me inside of the Patreon interface, and I will give you access to the Discord group as well. If y'all just want to help support the channel and also follow me with newsletter updates and stuff, y'all can sign up for that. It's free. Just click the second link in the description box, and I'll ask you to fill out a little bit of information here. And basically, if I do a giveaway or something, I've done giveaways before, I'll reach out to you personally, tell you that you won, and it's just an easy way for me to keep in contact with you as well. So I'll be sending out a newsletter here pretty soon. I've done a few updates, a few private videos inside my Patreon page as well that I would like to share with the newsletter subscribers. So like I said, the Discord group is free to join. The private channels in there are only for the Patreon members though. So feel free to go ahead and get familiar with Discord if you haven't gotten familiar with it. And then also the Telegram channel is free to join as well, and just announcements of my videos and other things on Market Cipher that I like to share with the community on Telegram as well. You can join us there. Let's jump back into the charts. We're looking at our 12-hour. Like I was previously stating, was that if we get this bullish EMA cross, then I would say that Bitcoin could give us some higher numbers here for the most part. But we really need to break this trendline support. So even here on our 12-hour, you can see that we're getting the rejection right there at about that 71.57 area where our 100 EMA is at too. So I think it's really going to be a determination whether or not we can break through this resistance, but also maybe here on the 12-hour breaking through that 100 EMA as well. We are currently putting in that green dot. Our Cipher B is looking a little bullish down here as well. Then our 21-hour, no sign of a green dot just yet, but it looks like we will probably get something here pretty soon. Nice little Darth Maul wick here on our 21-hour as well, indicating that, we just need to be aware of maybe a trend reversal that could be happening too as well. Let's go into our one-day chart really quick. Look at this. This is not even like, there's no body whatsoever to this candle. That's just pretty funny. So we'll really have to see how the day closes out. And if our 13 EMA is sitting at about 68, 63. So if we drop below 6,800, I would say that we'll probably still be a little bearish, but we'll really just have to wait to see how the day plays out. Let's take a look back here at our, maybe our 4 hours, something like that. Everything still looks pretty bullish as of right now. So I would say that depending on where our daily closes, that's going to be a big determination whether or not we want to maybe come back up and retest that 8K area sometime, or that 7.5K area sometime pretty soon. Really just depends on whether or not we can break this resistance trend line, and then also keeping an eye on some of our other time frames as well. Let's take a look at Cipher B. Cipher B not giving us a green dot just yet. VWAP is kind of closing in just a tad bit, but still maintaining some bearish momentum there on Cipher B as well. We'll take a look at our Bitstamp charts just because we've had a lot of volatility as of right now. And let's just see where we are sitting at maybe some of these higher time frames here on our Bitstamp chart. So that's our daily there. Let's take a look at our 2-day, and I'll also turn on our whales buy sell indicator, which are custom indicators that y'all can get inside of the Patreon page as well. Currently fighting with our key EMA as support here. That's going to be another big determination. That one's sitting at about 6,800. So depending on where we close the daily at, if we close below 6,800, I would say that would give more room for the bears. We are putting in a red dot here on our 2-day as well that we need to be considerate of. And then, you know, based on if I would say if we hold support even above 7K, we could come back up and retest that trend line at about 7,200. And if we do break through it, then that'll be good news for the bulls from there on out. Taking a look at our 3-day chart, you know, things are still pretty bullish on top of Cipher B as well. Money flow looks like it's ready to start moving for us just a tad bit. But yeah, that is yet to be determined. We'll probably know something by the end of today or going on into the weekend, whether or not Bitcoin is looking bullish like it wants to break the trend line, or if we are going to be heading back down into that 6K region or not. So stick around. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this video. Check out the links in the description box. I won't bother y'all too much with all the other stuff right now, but yeah, y'all can always check out the links in the description box if y'all want to help support the channel. Like I said, the April special is going on right now to join our trading group. It's 35% off for the month of April, but prices will be going up at the end of the month for that too. So I look forward to seeing y'all in our private Discord server as well. And with that being said, y'all, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like I said, if y'all stuck around this long, y'all are troopers. Comment down below 7K support, and we'll go off with that. So CTO signing out. I'll see y'all next time.